Hello students, today our topic for the video is capital budgeting. As the name suggests, capital budgeting means whenever a company wants to invest in any of the project, in any of the investment, they need to know about the return statements, right? Whether they are going to earn the return from that particular investment or they are going to incur the losses or they are going to be at the break-even point. So after analyzing, after researching all these prospects, then only a company can invest or they can take a decision for such investments. So there are various methods through which capital budgeting techniques can be evolved. We are going to understand in each of our videos one by one. So today we are going to understand about the first technique, which is the most important technique, that is known as the sensitivity analysis. As the name suggests, sensitivity means volatility or the changes, right? Changes in the sense that with the passage of time, money value changes. And we all know for that we use the most important topic of this area, that is the time value of money, right? Time value of money means with the passage of time, the value of money keeps on changing, be it from the increment side or the decrement side. So for example, if I want to invest in a project whose outlay or whose investment amount would be 10 lakhs, right? And I am going to earn a return for the next upcoming 10 or 15 years or 20 years or 5 years, then what would be the value of money at present which I am going to earn after that particular amount of number of years? So in that case, time value of money is applied, right? So in this case, if you see to the question, I am given the particulars and two projects has been given to me, project X and Y. I have to decide in which of the project I need to invest, or should I invest in any of the projects, or should I reject both the projects, right? So whenever these type of questions arise, the questions do not explain which method you have to apply. You have to understand the question and then by yourself you have to understand which technique will be involved. So the hint for this question is you will be provided with best, most likely or worst outcomes, right? The investment outlay is 40,000 for both the projects, that is for project X and Y. The best, that means whenever the market is in its best scenario, then the project is going to give you the return of 10,000 per year, and in project Y it is going to give you 16,000 per year, right? For most likely, that means on an average, if the market goes on an average return, then project X is going to give you 8,000 rupees per year and project Y is going to give you 8,000 equally. And in worst case, if the market is in downtrend or if it is in the reverse side of its position, then the project X is going to give you the return of 6,000 and project Y is going to give you nothing, right? Rate of return is 10% and time is for 15 years. That means you are going to get the return for the next upcoming 15 years. So being the finance manager of your company, you are required to suggest the company in the selection of the project, right? So what we are going to do is, we are going to solve both the project one by one, right? If we talk about project 1, what we have to do, first of all, we are going to find out the best scenario, right? Best scenario may, what I am given is outlay is 40,000. That is this I have to pay for the investment and I am going to get a return of 10,000 per year for the next 15 years. But I don't know what will be the value of 10,000 with the passage of time for each year. So what we are going to use, we are going to use a table over here, that is present value interest factor annuity. Why annuity table? Because I am going to get the return same amount. If we are going to get the return of same amount every year, we always use annuity table, right? So investment is 40,000, right? Or simply, first of all, we are going to find out the present value of the return, right? So 10,000 in brackets PVIFA, right, for R comma N, right? This is R comma N, right? So this will be 10,000. What we are going to do is we are going to find out the value for 10,000 rupees at the rate of 10% for 15 years. So we are going to use this table, present value interest factor annuity. So 10%, you can see the percentage in the horizontal side and the number of years in the vertical side. So 10% is this, right? You can see the cursor over here, and 15 in the vertical side, that is this, right? So the value is 7.606. So what I am going to do is I am going to write this value over here. Okay? So if we multiply this, I am going to get 76060. So at the end of 15 years, I am going to get the return of 10,000 per year, right? So today's value for that 1,50,000 will be 76,060, which is but obviously greater than 40,000. So if I want to find the NPV, this is the present value. Now I need to find the NPV. NPV is nothing but inflow minus outflow. So 76060 minus 40,000, this is going to give me 36060, right? This is the NPV. Fine. Right? Same I am going to find out in most likely position, right? For most likely, we are going to do the same thing. Okay? PVIFA is equal to, I am going to get the return of 8,000. ब्रैकेट में P आपका यहाँ पर आएगा PVIFA R comma N, right? Then 8,000 multiplied by the value for this will be same, 7.606, because return and time is same, right? So if we multiply this, what will be the value for this? 8,000 multiplied by 7.606 is 60848, and NPV will be 60848 minus 40,000, right? This is going to give me 20848, right? Then next will be for your worst outcome. For worst outcome also, we are going to do the same thing. PVIFA, right, is equal to 6,000 multiplied by 7.606. This is going to give me 45636, and NPV will be 45636 minus 40,000 is equal to 5636, right? So total NPV will be, this is, the total will be 36060 plus 20848 plus 5636. The total will be 62544. I have done nothing but तीनों की जो NPV थी, aggregatively I have find out the total NPV. For the next project also, for project Y also, I am going to do the same thing. For best, it is 16,000, the return, right, into value will be same, 7.606, right? The multiplication will be 81696, right? NPV is equal to 81696 minus 40,000, right? This is going to give me 41696, right? For most likely, the return was 8,000, same, right? Value is 7.606, and if you multiply this, the value will be 20848, right? For worst outcome, it was 0, and we always know anything multiplied by 0 is always 0. So 0 minus 40,000 is going to give me negative returns, right? So now total NPV will be, this is here 41696, right, plus Next is 20848, right? This was 20848, 60848, then this is 60848 minus 40,000, right? Total NPV will be plus in brackets 40,000. This simply means this is a loss of 40,000, right? So the answer will be 62544, right? So here we can see the return, the total NPV for both the projects is same, right? For project Y, the total NPV is 62544, and for project X also, I think it is total NPV of 62544. See here, right? So now what we are going to do, we are going to decide for which project the company should invest in. Two things can be seen over here. First is the total NPV. For any of the project whose total NPV is greater, we have to choose that particular project, right? But now is the case, the NPV for both the cases are same. Now the company is going to decide through individual NPVs, right? As we can see over here in the first project, project X, right? For best case, it was 36060, second 20848, and in the third case, that is the worst case. In the worst case also, the company is going to get a return of 5636, right? That means in all the three cases, company is going to definitely get a return in positive form. But in project Y, though in best output, in the best situation, company is getting more return as compared to project X, right? But as we can see, in second type of condition, that is the most likely returns are same, but in the third type of condition, in project X, we are gaining the return for 5636, but here we are getting a loss of 40,000, right? So out of 3, 2 chances are positive and 1 is negative, so we are going to reject project Y, right? So the interpretation would be, it's always better कि आप यहाँ पर interpretation mention करें, ताकि the examiner should know what you are trying to persuade, right? So you can write as both the projects have same total NPVs, so the company is going to decide on the basis of individual NPVs, right? And as per the situation, the company is going to choose project X since in all the conditions the company is in its positive return form, right? So in this way, you can use, by using this technique, one can understand very easily which project should the company opt for, right? So I hope this topic is clear to you, and in case you have any doubts, please mention in the comments box. Till then, keep practicing these type of questions, and in the next class we are going to understand one more very interesting technique of doing the capital budgeting. Thank you.